Law enforcement says a teacher propped open an exterior door, then closed it, but the door did not lock. Let's discuss this further with Darren Lyn, who joins us now live from Houston, Texas. Darren, what more do we know about the investigation?
The Texas Department of Public Safety says the door that the teacher propped open was not supposed to be open in the first place, and it should have locked. Initially, investigators say the teacher propped open the door with a rock, and then the gunman was able to enter the school through that prop door. They've now revised their account, saying that authorities say the teacher did remove the rock once she saw that the gunman had jumped the fence. The Texas Department of Public Safety spokesperson Travis Considine said the door did not lock when the teacher pulled it shut. And he said, quote, "She came back out while on her phone. She heard someone yell, 'He has a gun.' She saw him jump the fence and that he had a gun. So she ran back inside, removing the rock when she went inside." But they go on to say, "We did verify she closed the door. The door did not lock. We know that much, and now investigators are looking into why the door did not lock." The woman who is not being named, the teacher, did hire an attorney. The attorney's name is Don Flaherty from San Antonio, and he echoed those statements, saying she kicked the rock away when she went back inside. She remembers pulling the door closed while telling 911 that the gunman was shooting. And then she thought the door would lock because the door is always supposed to be locked. So here's the situation now. The Department of Public Safety has to go back and do the forensics test on the door. We've all done it, I'm sure, somewhere where you go to a hotel and you prop the door open when you're bringing in your luggage. Well, how many times had that been done? Is this a one-time only thing where the teacher had done that? Is this something where it had been done over and over and over again, so that even though you shut that door, it's already had that friction and that wear and tear where it didn't lock? Those are some of the forensic details that investigators are going to have to go through. But again, knowing that the door was propped open to begin with when it wasn't supposed to is a big no-no for any school, really. But now that this shooting happened where 21 people were killed, investigators are going to dive deeper into this to find out exactly if the teacher did shut this door, why didn't it lock?
Indeed, and we will be closely following this investigation. Darren, also tell us more about Governor Greg Abbott's disaster declaration. What does that mean?
The governor announced today, just about an hour and a half ago, that he has declared Uvalde a disaster declaration area. And what that means for anyone living in that area, there's 16,000 residents that live there, is that the Texas Division of Emergency Management now can provide critical monetary assistance, such as social service, a resource center. So a lot of these people, you have to think that when summer ends, most schools have summer school and activities for the kids, but the superintendent of Uvalde School District has already said all schools are closed. Everything is canceled. Graduation's canceled. So parents who have to work don't have a place to send their kids to school. So these resources will be able to provide activities for families and children, temporary housing if necessary, and in some cases, because they need counseling, there will be mental health services available. So those are the important things that this disaster declaration from Governor Abbott means. But the most important thing right now is investigators are trying to figure out why the police response was so slow to this shooting. We are told now that it took more than an hour for the Uvalde Police Department to respond to this shooting, and the police chief says that he didn't because he felt it was a barricaded situation instead of an active gun, an active shooter. And the Department of Public Safety says that decision was wrong. And State Senator Roland Gutierrez of San Antonio said this. He made it clear. It says, active shooter protocols say you go in. We are putting it all on that local cop and the 6 people beneath him. He says that there need to be protocols in which the local people shouldn't be in charge. If you have state authorities there, troopers there, you have federal investigators there, that nobody acted and no one said we can take control because we have the resources or the manpower. It ended up that a Border Patrol officer took it upon himself after that hour and so to go in on his own without backup. He ended up getting shot, but he is the one who ended up killing the gunman. The U.S. Department of Justice is now reviewing the local response because they need to figure out why this didn't happen sooner, why officers didn't go in. And unfortunately, when you have shootings in the U.S. like this, which happens often, they want to find out how you can prevent this from happening, even if you're making the protocol tiers of other agencies coming in and taking over from the local police department.
All right, Darren Lyn live to us from Houston, Texas. Darren, thank you very much indeed.